Hey guys, what's up? My name is Kayla and welcome to my channel. Before we go any further, let's just have a moment of silence for Beauty Blender. Okay, so if you haven't heard the news, Beauty Blender is coming out with their first makeup product, a foundation, and it has a shit-tastic shade range. So everyone's mad, everyone's trashing Beauty Blender pretty much. I don't know if there's anyone talking positively about this Beauty Blender foundation except for the brand itself. So thank you, Beauty Blender, for all that you've done for the makeup sponges in the community. But now you're probably canceled. But I've never purchased a Beauty Blender product, so that's all I can really say on that, except for the fact its shade range is really good. The moment of silence for Beauty Blender is not just a random thing to do just for like comedy's sake, even though it probably wasn't funny, but it's because Beauty Blender is my inspiration for today's video. So if you aren't aware, my goal by the end of 2018 is to have all of my makeup, my skincare, my hair care that I have to be 100% cruelty free. So I'm using up the products I have that are cruelty free, and then by the end of the year I'll either declutter them. If they can't be decluttered, I'll just throw them away because they're old. And that plus the Beauty Blender debacle of July 2018. So today's video is what are the makeup brands that are cruelty free and inclusive. It's one thing to edit out all of your brand options when you're going cruelty free, but then to add inclusiveness to that is like cutting your brand options almost in half. But I mean, there's pros and cons to all these things, but to me this is like, okay, well, how ethical can you possibly be on these two matters? So for today's video, I have several high-end brands and a few drugstore options, and then some honorable mentions. These are brands that are cruelty-free, a lot of them are also vegan, and they have a very great range for inclusive skin tones. At the very least in their foundation, some of them also have their concealers as well. But yeah, let's just get rolling into the video, going with the honorable mention. A lot of these brands can definitely do a lot more to expand their shade ranges, as pretty much all brands can do, but I think these brands are definitely leading the way in terms of not only being cruelty-free but also inclusive. For me, I want to be a more ethical consumer, so I want to only purchase from brands that are cruelty-free, and the more but the more of brands needing to come to face with reality and needing to produce brands or produce makeup that is also inclusive so everyone can use them is really freaking important in this day and age. So I don't want to just hammer down on the brands that are doing it wrong. I want to praise the brands that are doing it right. So now, with all that said, and even so my first honorable mention is to Urban Decay for their Naked Skin Concealer and Foundation, and then their Higher Coverage Foundation and Concealer. So all of these Urban Decay products have 24 to 26 shades, which is not that terrible, but they could still definitely do better. They do have a fairly decent, I would say, 1/3 of their shades options in all 4 of those products are for deeper skin tones, but still, Urban Decay, you can still do better. And then another high-end brand is Bare Minerals. Bare Minerals really stands out on their OG loose powder foundation. I did write down that that original loose powder is $29, 30 shades, has really good expansive shade range, but still really lacking on the dark end of size. So both those. So the last brand I want to mention, honorable mention, is Physicians Formula, specifically for their Healthy Foundation. I love this foundation. Now, it's only an honorable mention because there's only 12 shades. I think it's a fairly decent shade range for only 12 shades, but obviously, yes, they can definitely do better. But I had to throw Physicians Formula in here because I really love this foundation. I'm wearing it today. Even my oldie girl self can wear this foundation. It's SPF 20. I really love it, and I hope that this is just an encouragement to you, Physicians Formula, to continue expanding your shade range, because this foundation is good stuff, and the more people that can wear this foundation, the better. For these other foundations, for the other brands, I have a lot to mention. I'm going to talk really fast, kind of keep it short, sweet, to the point. The first three I'm going to mention are affordable. And I say affordable because one of them is not at the drugstore, and that is ColourPop. ColourPop isn't here to play games. They just launched their no filter concealer last October, November or something, with a huge amount of shade range, and they even expanded upon that earlier this year. About maybe a month ago now, they came out with their no filter foundation. Amazing foundation. I reviewed it on my channel if you want to go check it out in the description box below. But then, okay, so these are their first foundation and their first concealer. They already have this massive shade range. The concealer is maybe $6. The foundation's like $10, or no, foundation's like $12. I know that they also have pressed powders, which comes in 6 shades, and then loose setting powders, which come in 3 shades. So ColourPop is really leading the way in terms of foundations for affordability. Next brand is Makeup Revolution. These, starting with their Conceal and Define Concealer, full coverage, really nice concealer. It's a recent fave among many people, including myself. It's $7. You have 18 shades, from the palest white girl to the deepest brown girl. I don't know how to not say that offensively. The gradient for these concealers is really nice. These are big fans for many people. People who couldn't find their shades in other concealers have gone to this concealer. It's really fantastic and spot on. And then, next is their Fast Base Stick Foundation. It has 18 shades, $9 a piece, and again, there's not the greatest amount of shades, but there's a extremely nice gradient, and because it is affordable, you're not really gonna have to shell out so much if you need to mix colors, or if you want to have your summer foundation and your winter foundation. You have a lot of accessibility with that, and I have heard that they are coming out with a foundation soon, like an actual liquid one, so the stick one, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But Makeup Revolution is definitely cruelty-free and inclusive. Brand I want to mention is NYX. Why is nobody bringing in NYX to this conversation? NYX has been bringing in inclusivity into their shade ranges before it was cool. They have their HD concealer. For some reason, I didn't write how many shades they have down, but they have a bunch. They have their Total Drop foundation. That comes in 30 shades. But even before the Total Drop foundation, which released a year or two back, they have this Stay Matte but Not Flat foundation. I've actually never heard anyone talk about this foundation, but it has 25 shades. Okay, you can just look at the packaging on Ulta's website. This foundation looks old as dirt, but there's 25 shades. They also have, what am I seeing? NYX also has a Stay Matte powder, also in 25 different shades. A lot of them are online only, but they're still there for purchase. They even have 6 shades of foundation mixer. So even on a foundation mixer, they're still giving us a lot of stuff to work with. Not only that, NYX is coming out with another foundation. Something really trendy name, and it comes out with 45 different shades. NYX has already been a major player in the drugstore when it comes to being cruelty-free and inclusive, which kind of bums me out that not more people are talking about NYX, because they are paving the way. And I know with that new foundation, they're partnering with Alyssa Ashley on it. It is so amazing. I'm so happy for her. And finally, NYX is getting the recognition for their inclusive shade range. So, yeah, moving on to high-end. Alright, jumping into high-end makeup. Let's just start with Fenty. 40 Shades, Revolutionary. Rihanna jumped into the makeup world with 40 foundation shades right off the bat. I think that's all I have to say about that. Too Faced just re-released their Born This Way foundation with 40 shades. They added 7 more to their already vast shade range. They work with Jackie Aina on this. I am totally into this new Too Faced shade range, and also they came out with their new concealer, which is kind of like Makeup Revolution but with a slightly different name. Expansive shade range as well. Too Faced is over there. Jouer is a indie brand, doesn't get much talked about, which honestly sucks because I've heard a lot of the makeup is really top notch, and unfortunately I've had the opportunity to try it. But still, they have a foundation with 50 shades. 50 shades. It's $38. For sure, I know it's available on Jouer's website. You're at the my $38 on foundation. You could probably get free shipping pretty quickly. That foundation is, from what I've heard very faintly, is full coverage. So if you want full coverage in 50 shades, hit up Jouer for that. Next is the Anastasia Beverly Hills with their foundation sticks. They're $25 and they have 30 shades. And then lastly, I am just going to touch on Pure. They recently released they also recently released foundation sticks. There's 24 shades for $34. But even though there's not the gray smile shades, they have a nice gradient. So those are the cruelty-free brands that are also inclusive that I have all at least written down to share with you guys today. Let me know if I missed any brands that should also be on this list. I think it would just be really good for you and for me to at least have this video in the future in terms of, do you want to purchase only cruelty-free makeup, or do you only want to purchase from brands that are inclusive? These brands are a really good way of getting the best of both worlds. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel. My makeup and what I wore today is listed down in the description box below. Be sure to hit me up on Instagram and Twitter at Kayla Hayes with a Z. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Enjoy!